أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على خير خلقه أجمعين محمد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المكرمين وبعد. Respected brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Welcome you again to another session of after the Massacre. Today we have our beloved sister, our Mualima, Sister Khadija Mokoatle, who will be continuing with her series on our relationship with prayer. She started last week and she will continue this week. We will benefit from her, and without any further ado, we hand over to her before salat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad wa ajl.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل ربي اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي ثم الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين حبيب العالمين أبي القاسم مصطفى محمد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد وعجل فرجهم. Dumelang, Sanbonani, Molweni, Riperile. I greet you all, dear brothers and sisters, with the universal greeting of Islam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Just like the brother Aminshinile, we are continuing our talk that we started last week about the importance of Salat. Inshallah, the little bit of understanding, inshallah, itari chusa hore re khone ho banally a better relationship with prayer, and inshallah, hopefully this itla leader hore re approach prayer ka tsela e leng hore it deserves, and hopefully this also translates into us having a better relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So hari ka re sheba salat, re bona hore salati ina le an exterior and it also has an interior. The exterior ya salat kapa the apparent form, which is also referred to as the body ya salat, consists of the apparent formatting the actions that really salat, like the takbiratul ihram, the sajda, the ruku, the salams, the shahud, things like now is it a place we are permitted to pray moyona. This are what are the exteriors, that the apparent form and the exterior salat. Happy hari rasheba salati inale an interior, or the hidden form, the hidden aspect which is also referred to as the soul of salat. Salat hape inali three set yadi conditions. The first set yadi conditions they have to do with the correctness ya salat. The second set yadi conditions, it has to do with the completeness ya salat. And the third set yadi conditions that have to do with the acceptance of salat. So the conditions they have to do with the correctness ya salat. Like I mentioned, the conditions concerned with the apparent form ya salat. Yona our ruku, our sajda, the place is it permissible for us? Hasinda or the owner maybe did not give permission. The clothes that we are wearing more during salat, are they clothes they belong to us? De clean spiritually and happy hadia maybe kadiniwa or utiwa, and if you dikandimiwe the owner ya tsona or if you permission in ya hore re kana rarapela ho tsona ka tsona mo salat. So these are the conditions it's eleng hore di determine whether or not salat ya rona iba correct or failure ya ho perform some of these conditions or to observe some of these conditions, salat ya rona ibe null and void. Now the conditions are the completeness of salat, or like I mentioned, the conditions that the soul of salat. Conditions they have to do with the hidden aspect of salat, which is the soul of salat. These are the conditions the concentration in our salat, focus, presence of heart, ikhlas. And the third set of conditions are the acceptance of our salat. Acceptance of salat, the conditions that they mostly it's because it's getting acts or things that we do outside of salat. Like for example, like we all know, drinking alcohol is haram. So if a person, a Muslim, goes and drinks alcohol, barring how do I call it? Penalty. So saying that for a certain number of days, high is not accepted. And happy things like maybe if a person is eligible for paying homes and analyze the means and refrain from paying Leona, these are things that contribute towards maybe the not getting is accepted or either accepted. So more irfan or Islamic mysticism and Islamic philosophy. They believe for human beings are in the constant state creating spiritual body, meaning they believe the human soul always is in need of a body. So hence the actions that we're doing right now, every day, speaking, the way we speak, our intentions on all of these, we are busy creating, like I said, our spiritual body. Happy but believe our actions, our deeds, they become alive and they take up some sort of a spiritual form. Quran happy to support this claim, yabona, but they use the verses that Quran happy Jaleka Surah Al-Kahf, verse number 49, and they shall find present what they have done. Meaning, hore, on the day, we will see our deeds will be in a way, Surah Imran, verse number 30, also, on the day when every soul shall find present what it has done of good and what it has done evil. So this also or on that day our deeds. Meaning the deeds in a form and happy honali hadithi from Imam As-Sadiq, I think. The reason these verses our prayers it's things the early need or even right now as we are speaking like this hadith from Imam Ering, whoever performs the obligatory prayer at the allocated time, observing their restrictions, the angels will raise the prayers and pure into the heavens. The prayer would address the one performing it, saying, may Allah preserve you as you have preserved me, and entrusted me to a generous angel. And whoever performs prayer after the appointed time with no valid excuse and does not observe their restrictions, the angel would raise them dirty and filthy. The prayer would shout at their performer and saying, you have lost me. May Allah lose you, and may he not care for you as you did not care for me. So prayer it's either it will intercede for us and make dua for us, another hadith prayer more is on the day our first day in the grave. But prayer on the first day of the grave, more in an environment more reciting prayer it coming down and happy within the two angels. So it is important to look deep within our prayer. This tapelo eki rapelang ke tapelo e leng hore e tlo nkhetsa na kapa ke tapelo e le hore e tlo nkopela dua, e tlo intercede. Hape re ipotsa hore how can we go about having that kind of relationship with our prayer e le hore tapelo tsa rona they become the source of our peace of mind, the source of our success in this world and in the next world. Especially in today's world, more bonang really full of distractions, full of things that take us away from Allah. So we need to give ourselves time and disconnect with the world and reconnect with ourselves. And in so doing, inshallah, reconnecting with our Creator. And the best way, this through prayer. So, there is the belief or the saying, prayer is like a mi'raj for a mu'min. Mi'raj meaning it is the heavenly, it is like the heavenly journey the Prophet towards the heavens. So for a believer, prayer means it's re travel to the heavens, communicate with our Creator. But they say the first condition, this heavenly travel or this heavenly journey, we must leave this house, this self, this selfishness, because nowadays in the world, the standard they are saying kebatu. So inshallah, through prayer, it reminds us, it brings back our attention towards the greatness, our Lord, and the humility, servitude, inshallah. Surah Nisa, verse 30, whoever leaves his home migrating towards Allah and his apostle and is overtaken by death, his reward is surely with Allah. So our reason for doing things is if a value to our actions. So for example, if mutu so how we think I am celebrating, and then we come and ask you for a reason how we are celebrating I'm celebrating maybe because I want to buy a car. So ufile you're waking up every morning, value ya hore kikoloi. So the value you waking up every time in the morning is equal to that car that watlang hoirek. So lorona value, if we make our deeds or we make Allah our reason for doing things, kiana itlabang the value ya rona itlaba ele Allah. So this brings us to intention. Ele hore kiona the heart, the soul of salat. Intention in two parts. The first part is sincerity, humility. So every action, every worship, for the sake of Allah, ibali what like I said, gives value to that worship yaron. Because now, like I said, for a value yarona iba Allah. So the scholars, if we want to regain value in our deeds, how can we now make sure for a candidate we are sincere and whatever that we are doing is for the sake of Allah? Because sometimes we think for the sake of Allah, whereas we find no, it was not for the sake of Allah. Maybe it was for so that batu riboni way for other reasons. So to check and make sure our intentions are sincere. We are advised for the number one, retry who to read du'as. The du'as, especially the elong hore, these were from the Ma'asum. They're a reminder of the sifat, the attributes of Allah. Jwaleka, for example, dua Josh and Kabir, elong hore, rebala the month of Ramadan. Harika, raibala even kanako elong hore, itlabe isi Ramadan, itla a reminder of the attributes of Allah. Re tlo kgona hore re tsebe Allah better. The other thing that we can do, go ho sheba the blessings e le gore re na le tsona bophelong ba rona. This is another way e leng gore re tla kgona ho etsa gore our worship, our prayer ebe le sincerity. Hape ntho engwe e re ka e shebang go gore ka nnete, if re sa turn towards Allah, who can we turn towards? Because everybody else o tshwana le rona, o na le di-problems, o na le ntho tse leng gore ba shebane le tsona. Le ha ba ka re if ba na le wealth ya bona, it's not that much, it's not e leng gore e tla kgona ho thusa, kapa ke wealthy e leng gore e limited. But when we look for it, Allah hana any need, hana any aibs. Sorry, the first words that coming to my mind. We realize there is no turning towards anybody else except for Allah. So these are the things that can help us for reduce our ikhlas. The other part, intention, the presence of heart in our salat. So the presence of heart is focus. So Hari focus because of the heart but the heart focus on more things that are important. So if we give importance to our prayer, inshallah, our heart also it'll honor the importance that we have placed more praying, and will be able to focus more, inshallah. So the other recommendations, the elong hore, we are advised for ready so that we can increase the presence of heart within our prayers, of which, like I mentioned, for the presence of heart, ikhlas in our prayers, the soul of our prayer. So, like I said, body is nang soul is what? Is just the body. So hey, if we want to regain bophelo within our prayers, the first thing that we can do is to Imam Mujtaba advises when we are making wudu yarona create in a way attention slowly. This is the first step towards now going to meet with our Lord, which is Allah. The second thing, who read Quran before our salat, so that it will refocus our minds, and inshallah the presence of heart in prayer. There's a lot of, inshallah, recommendations. Another one, we sit down and gather our thoughts before Nakoya prayer. This is also another way we can increase the presence of heart in prayer. I know my talk was very, very short, but inshallah, I hope dona di pointing mentioning, we try and inshallah implement them in our own lives, so that inshallah the time is important when we are now called back to our Lord. Into one of the things that I accepted, inshallah. Kerata who conclude this hadith, the Prophet, Iwanka, an angel for Allah, only an angel, Elohore, Yatla every night and addresses human beings by different ages. Ikalaka, the 20-year-olds, all 20-year-olds, we have reached maturity, wake up and take the decision to make your life godly. Be address the 30-year-olds, all 30-year-olds, be careful not to be consumed by this world and be deviated. They address the 40-year-olds, all 40-year-olds. What have you prepared for your Lord? Because Mutuhasa reaches 40, but it in a position prepared now to meet their Lord. Something that I prepare for their Lord. And then they address the 50-year-olds. All 50-year-olds, you are approaching death. You the signs of old age is and still you are consumed in total fat. They address the 60-year-olds, all 60-year-olds, your time is up. So hang live away and focus on meeting your Lord. They address the 70-year-olds, all 70-year-olds. If you listen carefully, you can hear the angel of death calling. So with this hadith, let us prepare, inshallah, for meeting our Lord, because each and every day people are dying, whether death comes at any time. So let us begin, inshallah, if Harusokari beginner already, to prepare for inshallah meeting our Lord. And mentioning for a prayer is the best tool, it is the best means to prepare for meeting our Lord, inshallah. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Mura ropiwa mo. Ersa enjoy so one or gap halfway.
Yeah, but just a little bit, and inshallah we reflect from this little bit, inshallah it benefiting from one.
Well, how rob serious mara. No, alhamdulillah, Muhammad Zaha for the teaching story feeling. So now I love this last hadith. Kupa unkupele Ntate Mokoatle a nromelle yona. I love it. Been searching for it for a long time. Couldn't find it. Kopa nromelle yona, inshallah. The verse I quoted earlier, I absolutely love it. Yauri, Sayarallahu amalahum. Everyone one of their actions, they'll be embodied or something, or personified or something, and we'll be able to see them and whatnot. That hadith, Yauri, in the grave, our prayers will be made in. If you're a woman, a beautiful person. If you're a man, a handsome person. Mahramiya is very important, I guess. So yeah, and that person will be your company, but also be your defender against. I know. Thank you very much for those teachings. We should implement them. Inshallah ta'ala, better the quality of our prayers. Brothers and sisters, the floor for question is open. Bismillah, you are more than welcome to ask. Questions, remarks, seeking advice, all of them are welcome, inshallah. You're more than welcome to either type in your question or unmute yourself and ask, or unmute yourself, seek advice, or type in the issue. I mean, we have our sister here who's very learned. She'll be able to answer, or she'll be able to answer your questions, inshallah, on this topic already. Yes. Bismillah. Questions, remarks, or seeking advice, because topics this or they touch you very deep. Sometimes maybe you've been doing something and then now you wanna maybe change how you used to do it or something. So yeah, this is your chance.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
I just have I don't know if we can say it's a minor question. When it comes to a person gathering themselves and preparing for Salah, is it recommended for a person to rest, let's say, for instance, for those who do 9 to 5, 9 to 6, is it recommended for a person to rest first before they perform Salah, or can they just perform Salah while they're fatigued and everything?
I think there's a verse that states that do not approach your salat when you are intoxicated. So I would say, based on this verse, it is recommended that you try and become in a better condition or mood for your salat. So yeah.
Yes. Sorry, no Felix, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Chapter number 4. It's very interesting that the person who asked the question and the person answering the question are both women, and then the answer is in Surah An-Nisa as well. Chapter number 4, verse number 142. Indeed, you'll read the beginning of the part. وَإِذَا قَامُوا لِلصَّلَاةِ قَامُوا كُسَالَى يُرَاءُونَ النَّاسَ لَا يَذْكُرُونَ اللَّهَ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. So there are some people, Rabbi Emma, people that God does not really like. You'll read the verse, chapter 4, verse 142. when they stand for prayers, they stand being lazy. So this is not something that you want fresh and ready for your prayers. And then the verse that Mualima mentioned came for reference purpose. أيها الذين آمنوا لا تقربوا الصلاة وأنتم سكارى حتى تعلموا ما تقولون. Yeah, chapter number 4 of the women. Chapter of the women. Surah An-Nisa, verse number 43. So the other one is 142. This one is 43. All you who believe, do not come near prayer while you are intoxicated. Yeah. So intoxication could be laziness, could be fatigue, could be anything disturbing your concentration. Thank you very much for that beautiful question and for the beautiful answer. Come on. Who's calling? Any other question?
Assalamu alaikum.
Bismillah.
Yes, sir. Hey, thank the other sister for the question. Just a quick one. Where would a new revert, a new person into Ahlul Bayt path, where would be the best place? Or maybe you can share the references. Where would you point Umuntu or Safi to go to learn how to do Salah and Salah? I mean, it was easy enough in the Sunni world to get those kitabs and to go to the madrasas. But where would you, and this is like real-time question, because I don't know if I can mention this, but there was a friend, including myself, a friend who embraced Islam recently, almost a year ago. And she hadn't been able to, because she also had a child at the same time. She hasn't been able to come to the Jama'ah for other reasons. So when I met her, I think a week ago, 2 weeks back, she learned on her own on the internet and all that. And when we were doing Salah, it was like, oh, I was doing it like this. Oh, is this how it's done? So there was that. So where would you say is the best place to go?
I think Maulana Hussein is maybe at a better position to answer that question, but I think the closest center that you can go to, inshallah, there are always people who are willing to help. So the closest center I would recommend, inshallah, Nana Hussein, Ada on that.
The best way to learn prayers, of course, yes, is the nearest mosque, yes, the nearest center. But also, before it's actually a challenge. The challenge for Muakhik of scholars now for produce 4 books. I'm not promoting this, so I'll cover the logo. So I got this package. It's a small box like that, and it has from it has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, 10 small booklets that deal with different topics. So it's a challenge for us because then people can easily learn their prayers. Their prayers, then that will be a good start for the community as well. So it's a challenge for Moahi to produce such, but also there are online. There is ZT Media, which is run by Shias. There's also King Eleng. I forgot the other one, but they make short clips explaining and making examples of how to pray. Very interesting question, and it gave me a headache because you didn't have an answer.
Assalamu alaikum, I have another question.
Sorry. Somebody just said here, if I may add as well, we need our scholars to be more accessible to the community and more active on the ground. This is very important. I don't know how many people have been texting me, hey, Muslim. It's very difficult to manage it, but it's very true to be active on the ground. The sister, yes, you may ask. Okay, before you ask your question, there are 2 questions that I received by text. Just Jazakallah, such reminders are extremely important and necessary as we sometimes forget or pay less attention because we think how we do things is enough and don't try to better ourselves, resulting in either falling back or stopping completely. May Allah increase you in knowledge, inshallah ta'ala. Okay, that was a very beautiful fan mail. Then there's another question here. That was a remark, I thought it was a question. In your opinion, what is the most simplest and effective technique or advice you could give to someone for praying prayers punctually?
So last week, I think I mentioned that we have to plan our lives around our prayers. So if we were to even set alarms for ourselves, if in the beginning when we are not used to it yet, so that it reminds us that, okay, it's almost time for prayer, so I must get myself ready for prayer. But basically, the most important thing is thinking and planning for prayer. Or, okay, by 12 o'clock, whatever that I will be doing, I have to stop and inshallah perform my salat. So that is the best advice I can give, is that diarize our prayers, inshallah.
Wow. There's something here I saw on social media. Better to pray quickly than not at all. Better to pray late than not at all. Better to pray distracted than not at all. Don't be happy that this is your relationship with prayer, but don't let that unhappiness cause you to abandon your spiritual oxygen entirely. Praying. Advice. The sister who had a question, please. Tafaddal, you are tafaddali. May I ask?
Assalamu alaikum again.
Wa alaikum assalam.
For someone, let's say someone who wants to revert to Islam, which way can it be easier for them when it comes to performing salah? Is it firstly taking the shahada and learning salah, or do they learn salah first and then take the shahada? Because most of the time we find a revert is someone that maybe is coming from a Christian family. They just fell in love with Islam. So basically they wouldn't have someone to hold their hand when it comes to salah, or someone to hold their hand when it comes to teaching them salah. That's my question. So which one would you say is the best? Taking Shahada and learning Salah, or learning Salah and then taking Shahada?
Your question is, mashallah, very beautiful one. I think, and this is my opinion, Islam, it encourages us to find the truth. So I would guess that the person, by the time they decide to want to take Shahada, Utlabasa Ali convinced and are fallen in love and have made the necessary research a Muslim. So if Mutu Akhona who do that, I would say advise that taking Shahada first would be the best approach. And then inshallah, because everything gradually we learn, and also depending on our efforts and the amount of time that we put into another's endeavor, I think. So I would maybe, like the brother said, that people need to be more accessible, the scholars need to be more accessible, so that to habanga shahada, it be easy for them to have a community, inshallah, so that things like salat, body performer in jama'at, inshallah, in the beginning, and then slowly but surely, but now you are considered Muslim, like you're considered pure and all of these things. So I would advise that Mutuhase Ali convinced, Ali annulate that conviction, then take your Shahada.
Yeah, mashallah, beautiful answer. For a very complex question. Hey, I know the questions that we get on this platform, a show of the community that we live amongst. Very brilliant, knowledgeable, and a group of followers of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, mashallah, barakallah fikum. And it's also a challenge to the scholars in the Council of Scholars to up your game. Don't stay here, go here, inshallah. That is a very beautiful question and a very beautiful answer. Yeah. I know one lady, she learned prayers before she took the Shahada formally. That's one way to do it. But at a men's conference that was held at an identified location, our teacher, Brother Ali Chinyani, mentioned something interesting. He says that some people are attracted by different things to Islam. So the most important thing, don't turn people back and say, as our sister said, they already found the path. We give them Islam. The Holy Prophet is narrated to have said, you should never delay three things. Prayers, burial, marriage, and Shahada. So you give the person takes Shahada, and then the rest they will learn, inshallah. Another question is, there are books like Secrets of Prayer and Etiquettes of Prayer, Adab Salah and Asrar Salah. How important is it to learn such books that dwell on the deeper meanings and secrets of prayer? Yeah.
I would say books like that, if you are able to understand them, because they tend to be, I don't know, more irfanic But if you are able to understand them, it's definitely something to look at, because if you get to know the beauty of prayer, the secrets of prayer and all of these things, then your prayer becomes more beautiful and more enjoyable. So that is a best route to take when it comes to trying to, inshallah, create that relationship with the prayer.
All right, so it is important. Yo, hey, Luna. Another question, inshallah. This is by far the shortest program we've ever had, but it's so beneficial, alhamdulillah. If there is a question, bismillah, a remark or a seeking of advice, this is the platform. Ask it, inshallah ta'ala. The question. Oh, oh, typing. Mara, it's a serious case that, okay, accessibility of our scholars is very important. But also, man, these small books, the kutabs, the kitabs that one of the audience mentioned, it's also very important. And yeah, inshallah ta'ala. Inshallah ta'ala. We'll do them, inshallah. If there is another question, please, other than the one being typed, any other question or remark or seeking of advice? You know, just a random fiqh ruling. It is makruh to yawn in prayer. It's makruh to yawn in prayer. Yeah. So be fresh for your prayers. Try not to yawn in your prayers. Makruh. There's so much to ask from Tokyo today, Watum. Please, man. Is it? Here's a question. Is it problematic to make du'as like tawassul in qunut or any other parts of prayer?
Problematic meaning the whole dua?
Yeah.
Meaning you will be there standing in qunut for
8 minutes.
1 hour, 30 minutes. I think Imam Fiqh would give better advice for this one.
Y'all love putting me on the spot, but it's fine. You can recite any dua in qunut or any part of your prayers. Like in ruku, you can recite. Usually we say Subhana Rabbiyal Azim wa bihamdi, but you can make an even longer dua. However, there's this thing when it comes to prayer, barking, mualat. Mualat and no, not mualat. When somebody walks in and they ask you, what are you doing? that's near, they should know, you should be able to answer what you are doing. But then also something else is that it has to be لا يخل بصورة الصلاة. That's what they say. It should not change or tarnish or change the image of your prayer. So if you're praying Dhuhr, yes, you can do other du'as, but oh, okay. It's not a fiqhi question, Lima. It is a aqaid question. I'm asking you to us addressing the Prophet and the Imams. Wouldn't that be interpreted as shirk? So I've dodged that.
Oh, you mean, can you rephrase the question so that I...
So the question, okay, the question is the question. Is it problematic to make du'as like tawassul in qunut or any parts of prayer? I'm asking due to us addressing the Prophet and Imams. Couldn't this be interpreted as...
So, qunut, I think we mentioned last time.
Like, for example, sorry. Maybe not the whole dua, but like just saying, Allahumma inni as'aluka bi rahmat, bi nabiyika nabiyyi rahma, in qunut, just that part. Maybe not the whole dua.
Okay, so I get it last we mentioned that qunut is now you getting how. So you can, whatever dua in qunut is allowed. The du'as that the Ahlul Bayti get another recommended du'as because who knows Allah more than the Ahlul Bayt? So actually, if I answered the question or I understood.
No, there is no problem. There's no problem in reciting that supplication in prayers, making tawassul, because tawassul is a form of ibadah. So this is just like merging two forms of worship in one. So there is no problem in that. It is not shirk, it is tawassul. One form of ibadah merged with another form of ibadah. Salaam alaikum. Who are the authors of the book suggested and where can we get them? I think both are by Ayatollah Khomeini. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Adabu Salat is, you can also get it on alislam.org. PDF is available. But the Asraru Salat, the Secrets of Prayer, I'm not sure if that one is available.
So basically, King, Adabu Salah is like Asraru Salah for dummies.
Not for dummies. It's for the average person.
What entry level?
For me and you.
Oh, yes.
For me and you.
Welcome, salam. There are other questions here. Okay, so both books are by Ayatollah Khomeini. However, Asrar Salah is less accessible. The Secrets of Prayer is less accessible than Etiquettes of Prayer, Adab Salah. Adab Salah is available on the website that I just sent. Did I send it to everyone or to direct message? Okay, I'll send it again, inshallah. On www.alislam.org. That's where you can find both. I'm not sure about the other one, but Adab Salah. Yeah. Then there's a question here. It is said that being not nice to our parents causes our prayers not to be accepted, even if they are unjust to us, right? So how do we avoid doing this without still being not nice to them, since we can't even cut them off? I don't know how to put this. By not nice, we don't mean disrespectful. Maybe to them it might seem like that, but the intention not being. Yo, Glad I'm not answering this.
So questioning, are we allowed to not be nice to our parents?
No.
Or does it affect our prayers?
Does not being nice to your parents affect your prayers?
No.
Hunale a hadith, if re batla hore anything e tsamaye hantle bophelong ba rona, we ask our parents to make dua for us. And if our parents have passed on, we go to their graves for 40 days for through our parents for you know what, our hajati dibe
Maqdiya.
what is it?
Maqdiya.
Yes, that.
Fulfilled.
Maqbul.
Maqdiya from qada. Maqdiya. Yes.
So they were accepted. So your parents, we know that heaven lies beneath the feet of the mother. The prophet, somebody who should I honor? The answer was your mother, your mother, your mother, and then your father. So our parents are a very high position in our lives. Even the the least I get to be form of disrespect is a big curse for us. So definitely it will affect the acceptance of our prayer.
So, oh yeah, the question says, how do we then avoid this?
Avoid not having a good relationship with our parents.
How do we avoid doing this? Okay, what's the question?
No.
Yeah, Wutsis, you are unmuted. You can just ask you. Oof. Ish. Bismillah, please ask your question. Okay, I type us in then Ubuti says in but Masamo, Bismillah, you may ask your question.
I mean, because when you to my recite, I was alhamdulillah. So we are what we are that I didn't good. Labbaika ya Muhammad, Labbaika ya Hussein. You understand? We are what
in Salah.
Nah, in Salah. Nah, in Salah.
Yeah, as Joe, yo, kids. You can say that before Salah, because Salah, I mean, see Fundiso Prophet Muhammad, Fundiso Imam Ali, Fundiso Imam Hussein. So before Salah, it's one of the ways to create a connection or to create a concentration by saying Labbaika ya Ali, Labbaika ya Allah, Labbaika ya Muhammad, Labbaika ya Hussein before Salah. Then Allahu Akbar. It helps with concentration.
Santo.
So is it okay if one Akbar. Is it okay if one says, Allahum ya sadati wa mawali, inni tawajjahtu bikum and Allah. Yeah, it's a supplication, and that supplication is taught by the imams. So you can say that, Ya wajihan and Allah, fa'alana and Allah. You can say that in Allah. There's no problem with that. It's the dua, and it is taught by the Ahlul Bayt alayhim afdal salatu wa salam. Is there another question? If there is, Bismillah. Okay, last question to close. Bismillah.
I do have a question.
Bismillah.
The question has risen from the hadith that was quoted now about heaven lying beneath the feet of our mothers. Just a general question. Can we still say that heaven lies beneath the feet of a mother who maybe, for instance, has done an abortion, a mother who has abandoned or given away their kids, a mother who has, let's say, taken the life of their children after they've lived on earth? Can we still say that heaven lies beneath their feet as mothers?
Inshallah, brother, you can correct her if I'm wrong, but the reason that heaven lies beneath the feet of the mother, number one, the difficulties that the mother are experiencing during the 9 months that the child is in the womb, and also the difficulties or in raising the child, teaching the child. The mother is the first madrasa, the mother is the doctor, the mother is a nurse, the mother is a teacher, the mother, all of these things, until at an age independent. So if a mother kills their child or like you said, aborts a child on possession, inshallah, like I said, the chef uncorrected, but her qualifier not getting go through to another processes they the mother are be considered that they are the heaven, the child lies beneath their feet. So inshallah, Mulana Hussein can
I agree with Mualima Khadija, but there's this thing. Because if you see in the Quran, for example, it says وَقُلْ رَبِّ ارْحَمْهُمَا كَمَا رَبَّيَانِي صَغِيرًا. So Limo, it sort of gives a reason. This is, if I remember, chapter 17, verse 24, Surah Al-Isra, and then verse 24. وَاخْفِضْ لَهُمَا جَنَاحَ الذُّلِّ مِنَ الرَّحْمَةِ وَقُلْ رَبِّ ارْحَمْهُمَا كَمَا رَبَّيَانِي صَغِيرًا. And lower your wings for them out of mercy, and say, "Oh Allah, have mercy upon them as they have raised me when I was small." So when we check the hadith Taruna, they don't give conditions when it comes to respecting our parents. However, it would be very difficult to respect somebody who, like, let's say the child survives the killing, survives something, and then they find out that the mother was behind that, it would be very difficult for that. However, what I wanted to say, my conclusive answer is this. The mother has certain responsibilities towards the children. The parents have certain responsibilities towards the children, which is unfortunately not taught. Go to every khutbah, like every khutbah was about how naughty children must respect parents, never about what parents need to do for kids. One of my favorite Arab speakers was mentioning this. Imam Zain al-Abidin, even Imam Ali alayhi salam, in Nahjul Balagha, says that, I'm digressing, says that every parent, it is the responsibility of every father, especially, to teach their children Quran. Teach their children Quran. And then in the audience, he's like, look, I don't want to embarrass anyone, but in the audience here, how many of you can raise your hands and say you have taught your son Quran? Camera turns to the audience and you see all these fathers, you know, that's the thing, unfortunate. But the parents have responsibility towards the kids. Whether they fulfill them or not is something else. That's between them and God. But then children also have a responsibility towards their parents, their mothers. So heaven lies beneath the feet of your mother is your responsibility. Whatever she did or whatever she did not do, or whatever he did or whatever he did not do, it's between him and God. Now comes your responsibility. What this is, the child also has their own responsibilities towards the parent. So respecting your parents, as someone says here, I think giving respect to that person is still compulsory, except if they may force you to go against the will of Allah. Absolutely. But even if they do force you to go against the will of Allah, you still respect them, but you just disobey them. That's what the Quran says. When you just disobey them, like, no, I will not disobey Allah for you, but you're still my mother. You're still my father. That's how it is. The children, sorry, Bismillah.
And just to add on what you just mentioned now, really, you're not the fact that the mother, if the child is still alive, because she mentioned abortion, if the child is still alive, that reward the mother carried the child for that 9 months into the world, or consider as a mother, whether the mother gives away the child to maybe somebody else or amoreze or whatnot. But I think Islam it is compulsory for us to respect our parents. Like we just mentioned, the child has the rights over the parents, and the parents have rights over the children. Mara that you're not right, the parent child more respect anymore.
Yeah, it's about rights. This one has responsibilities to this one has responsibility. Unfortunately, even when in primary school, when we were taught about the Bill of Rights, South Africa, they never taught us the Bill of Responsibilities. Now that's why many people battle. That's why many people everyone knows their rights, but nobody knows their responsibility. So unfortunately, with parents as well, they know their rights. No, my Dana is under my feet. But when it comes to responsibilities, it's something else. However, Islamically, you still respect your parents no matter what. No matter what. Respect does not mean obeying. Respect, on my mother's Arba'een, my brother gave something very interesting. He says that the Quran, Islam doesn't force relationships. So that is, you may keep a good demeanor with people, but not having a relationship with them. So even your father, you don't cut them off. Your mother, you don't cut them off. Your sister, your brother, you don't cut them off. But you are not now forced to be buddy with them, chatting with them every day on WhatsApp and whatnot. No, that's something else. But just praying for them, showing concern for them, checking up on them, dare I say, the bare minimum is sufficient in that case. Yeah. You don't have to. This is the last and final question that is in by text. I hope you're ready. Sometimes some people amplify their concentration and consistency in prayer by praying individually. When they are praying with others, they experience distractions and lack of enjoyment in prayer. Would it be encouraged for a person who wants to improve their concentration, punctuality, and consistency in prayer by performing their prayers individually?
Yeah. There is the aspect, yeah, praying in Jamaat is more recommended than praying alone, because how it's who in the Jamaat utakosa hore the prayers that are not accepted, who in the Jamaat if there's a really a sincere person in the Jamaat, and the blessings like Bashoko, the blessings that Jamaat prayer are uncountable. And I would recommend praying in Jamaat. If you have the opportunity to pray in Jamaat, pray in Jamaat. And if you feel we enjoy praying alone, there's still happy nafilas and things like that that will make you enjoy your prayer more. But if you have that opportunity, you pray in Jamaat, the sawabs are more, and inshallah, the happy bring Muslims together and things like that. So yeah, I don't know if I answered adequately.
Yeah, no cause of it. All right. What's the natural position of Mahdi in our prayers? Really last question. Okay, here's a question. What's the natural position of Imam Mahdi in our prayers? You, right?
What is the natural position?
Yes, of Imam Mahdi.
I can understand the question, you.
Someone asked me to ask on their behalf. You. Right? What's the natural position of Imam Mahdi in our prayers? Your question is complex. I'm not going to lie. I don't understand it.
I simplify the person.
Please.
It was so complex.
Bismillah. I see a raised hand. You may intervene.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
I think what he's meaning is that he's saying, how should we put Imam Mahdi in our prayers? When we perform our prayers, how, like mentioning Imam Mahdi in our prayers, praying, asking him to, return, his reappearance and everything. How important is that? I think that's what the person means. He or she will correct me if I'm wrong.
So basically, is it like the position of asking for the safety and for the protection of Imam Mahdi?
Yes. How important is it to ask Allah to hasten the reappearance of Imam Mahdi? How important is it to mention Allah, to mention Imam Mahdi in our prayers, that, oh Allah, make us among the followers of Imam Mahdi, and so on and so forth? I think that's what the question is natural position of Imam Mahdi in prayer. I think that's what the person means. The person might correct me if I'm wrong.
If maybe can understand the question handle here. Basically we owe our existence according to Shia theology. We owe our existence to Imam Mahdi. So if the world it is right now getting as it is, we have all these blessings because there is that one person who worships Allah the way Nidang Hoba worshipped Kating. Then we he must always be in our du'as and in our prayers for Allah protect that person, because through the protection of that person and the safety of that person, little now we are enjoying this life or this benefit they renangly through Yena. So it is of utmost importance to always be praying and asking for the protection of Imam Mahdi, and inshallah Arya Pere and Atohona who establish justice inshallah in this world, inshallah.
I love you. I questions alone you. Tebeni tlabiya change. I know. Thank you very much for joining us tonight for this program. Inshallah, we'll be back with Sister our Mualima next week Saturday. Next week Tuesday. That Tuesday we'll be having Tate Ja'afar program inshallah. Allah promises to be a eye-opening lecture series by him, inshallah, titled Azadari, what is our position with Azadari, something like that. Allah Ta'ala, Tuesday, 7:30, same time, same place, inshallah. Sister Hajar Kuba Urtale ka dua, inshallah.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Oh Allah, Rekupahore, Ori protect her, inshallah. Ori keep her on the Siratul Mustaqim. Ori etse amongst the people, inshallah. Bale ohring barapela ditapelo zeli ohring. You are satisfied with, inshallah. And uskari etsa batu bale ohring batoba regretful on the day of judgment, inshallah. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ala
Muhammad. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining tonight. Thank you for our speaker. See her next week. Everyone else, see y'all on Tuesday, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.